Listen, favor ain't fair, but it ain't free either. Let's talk about it. What's up, Kissy fam? It is Queen Chef, author, healer. I am a chef by trade, writer by gift, healer by nature. And I like to teach and discuss strategies around healing based on 4 pillars. And those are addressing inner child wounds, self-love, energy alignment, and purpose discovery. Now, listen, everybody has probably said, favor ain't fair. But the part they don't tell you is that it ain't free either. Listen, it's not free. It comes with a price tag. Now, what I would say, when people say favor ain't fair, they usually mean that you're looking at the blessings only. Generally, when you say favor ain't fair, you're looking at the outcome. You're looking at the results of whatever somebody has gotten, whether it be material things or not. You're just looking at the fact that, or even a specific outcome that don't have nothing to do with materials, but just maybe the way somebody is living, the blessings they get that are not monetary. You're looking at that, but not looking at the situation as a whole. And this is usually the problem when it comes to really understanding favor and really understanding what favor is about. Because when they refer to, or the certain people who refer to themselves as the chosen ones, or those of us who feel like we are the chosen ones who to carry out certain tasks, or, you know, that may also mean you're the one to get certain blessings, but the process of getting there, the process of carrying out those tasks, you pay. Like, you pay for it. It's not just a matter of getting everything you want just because God thinks you're amazing, or the creator, whomever you call God. It's not just about getting good results and just getting everything you want because you're just that great, because you're just so great, so you get all this favor. It's not that. It's not that. So a few things that I really want to point out is the fact that we don't look at that process and what that process looks like. We don't consider that, yeah, you may be a chosen one, but that price tag is hefty. And what it looks like is missing out on a lot of things. It might look like isolation in a time where you don't necessarily understand why you have to be isolated, or even in a time where you feel like you need community, you need people, and you want the support of other people, the people you love, your friends, your family, but you may be guided or instructed to be in isolation. Or sometimes the creator will literally align it to where you didn't even necessarily have to put yourself in isolation, but just align it to where you end up in isolation. You end up in situations where nobody is there for you, or you end up in situations where there's nobody to call on, nobody to talk to about a certain thing. Sometimes it's aligned that way on purpose so that you can get either the lessons, or you can get the understanding or the clarity or whatever it may be. Sometimes it's just aligned that way, or it's set up that way to happen that way so that you can focus on the greater good. You can focus on whatever's supposed to be coming out of the situation or whatever you're going through at that time, you know? So even beyond isolation, there are so many other things. There are so many things where we just think that getting blessings, or people who get a lot of blessings, are just loved more by the creator. Or like, people will literally say, like, I've actually told somebody before, like, yeah, I think I might be one of God's favorites. I tend to often get what I want, but what I don't leave out is the hardship, the journey to getting what I want. And we were actually having this conversation about, I was like, I really do feel like, you know, I shouldn't complain about certain things, because a lot of times I will end up in the end getting whatever I set out for, or whatever I set out to do, whatever goal I was going to accomplish, I wanted to accomplish. A lot of times that will end up unfolding for me. Not every single time, but a lot of times it will unfold. However, it also, the part I never leave out, and I make sure people understand, it always feels like it's harder than it has to be, especially if it's something that is my own desire and my own doing, and it's not necessarily aligned with my purpose, or it's not necessarily aligned with my destiny. In those cases, a lot of times I will feel like, dang, like, I got what I wanted in the end, but why did it have to be so hard? Or I'll always be left asking that question, like, why was this so difficult to get? Why was this so difficult to accomplish? So it's everything. It's like, you can have the favor, but for us, it always feels like it comes with something. It always feels like you trading something for something else. Like it doesn't really feel like it doesn't really feel like it's ever just blessings being dumped on you. It feels like an exchange all the time. Like, okay, you want this, then I'm gonna need this from you. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm simply just acknowledging that those things that we say we want, a lot of times, even as chosen ones, even as people who are favored by God, you still have things to go through, things to learn, things that you have to experience before you get to those things, or before those things are just released to you. Like a lot of the times, like even beyond isolation, a lot of times you have to deal with attacks from people. You have to deal with a loss of connections and relationships to people. You have to, there's a lot of rough patches on this journey. And there's a lot of hurt sometimes. There's a lot of pain and disappointment sometimes. And we know that if you're growing and you're where you're supposed to be, trying to get to being your highest and best self, then we know that there's a purpose for the pain. There's a purpose for the lesson. We know that there is a reason that we go through the things we go through, so that we can learn, so that we can teach others, so that we can be be a guide to others when they encounter the same journeys. But I will say, sometimes in the moment, you don't always know that. You don't always know that in the moment. Sometimes it literally just feels like pain and suffering for no reason. And that's a part of that price tag to being favored. That's a part of that price tag, because you're not always 100% sure why you're going through what you're going through. Sometimes you don't find out until it's over. Like, oh, this is why I went through that, because I was on my way to this. So I had to know all that. I had to learn all that before I got here to this. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to be transparent, and I like to try to prepare people where you can, because I don't even think it's a matter of anybody being more favored by the Creator than others. I think it's just a matter of those who truly have pure intentions, those who are truly aligned with their destiny and trying to fulfill their soul's purpose on this earth. Those people who stay on that path, work that path, and help others along the way. You use your gifts to help other people and teach compassion and vibrate in the frequency of love, and you doing all of that. I think that aligns you with that favored energy. But you just have to always keep in mind that favor may not seem fair. It may seem like others are getting blessed, or if you're on the path, it may seem like you're getting blessed. You always get what you want, but don't leave out the important lessons. Don't leave out the hardship. Don't leave out the things don't leave out the parts that can be helpful and beneficial to other people. One of the most important things is like I was saying before, is you have to acknowledge that it's not a punishment. It's not a punishment for being favored. It's preparation for those next levels. If you truly are favored and you're experiencing those rough patches, it's just a part of the preparation. That preparation comes with a lot. And like I said, you don't always understand it. You don't. It's a lot of times where I'm just confused, like, what in the actual hell is going on here? Like, there have been times in my life where I just didn't get it. I didn't get why things had to be hard. I didn't get why I had to go through some of the things I had to go through, until after it was over. And then it was like, okay, I see what you was doing there. It was hard. I didn't like it. I would rather not do it again, but I see what you was doing there. Not only did I want to discuss just that theory of favor not being fair, but also not being free, I also want to give a little bit of encouragement to those who feel like they are in a place where you experiencing the preparation. Like I said, the number one thing to remember is not punishment. Shift your mind, change your mind and your thinking around anything you're going through. Change your mind. And let me tell you how to do that. The first thing, if you change your language, you could change your mind. And if you could change your mind, you could change your life. So, and a lot of times that is the lesson. A lot of times that is a part of the lesson. Getting through everything and not letting your mind be changed, or not letting yourself get stuck or stagnant based on the current lesson or based on your current hardship or what you're currently going through. If you can get your mind to a place where you are truly understanding, and you're truly positive in knowing, not believing, and knowing that the creator is simply preparing you for greater, preparing you for more, that's when you've mastered the art of being favored. Because there is a method to it. Just like there's a method to the creators and the universe's madness, there's a method to getting through these processes, to growing through these processes. There's a method to it. And one of those methods is what I just said. Speak positive, change your language to change your mind. The more positive you speak, the more your mind will adapt to that. When you have control of your mind, you can get control of your life, because that is when things really start to shift for you. When the creator sees that your makeup, the way you think, the way you maneuver, and how you react to things starts to change, that's when you're demonstrating that you're ready for that next level, that you're ready for that blessing. Now remember, it's gonna be lessons at every level. I ain't telling you that it's gonna be over. But I'm a firm believer that when you get to a certain elevation in your mind, when you get to a certain place in your mind, I am a firm believer that it does become easier. Even the hardships, it becomes easier to get through, to grow through, because the way you think about it is different. So I hope that was helpful to y'all. Like I said, just remember, favor ain't fair, but it ain't free either. So don't be envying people when they get blessings. Don't be envying people when they get things that you thought you wanted. Stay focused. Stay focused. Focus on being in control of your mind. Focus on having an open heart. Anyway, I was about to get into a whole nother. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this one short, but I appreciate y'all being here. If it was at all helpful to you in any way, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Like the video. Go watch the other video that I have, similar, not really on this topic, but watch the video connected to this one. And I promise you, as you watch more videos on this page, a lot of this stuff will start coming together, especially as it relates to healing, and you will understand that healing at its core is really the true happiness, the true freedom. And that is the goal, I feel, of those hardships we go through as chosen people and as favored people. I feel like that is the true goal, to get us to a place of healing so we can then turn around and teach more people how to do that. So anyway, y'all be well, take care, have a good one, and I'm gonna do the same.